back. It's time for more Summit 7 action as we get underway with more American qualifiers. We are now in the playoffs, and this is just the first round of action as we are witnessing Team NP take on Digital Chaos. We're about to hop into game number 2 with Digital Chaos already taking a Game 1 victory on the back of the also famous Abed Mipo. I'm Dakota for Beyond the Summit, going to be joined again from my Croatian comrade. It's Lacoste. Hello, my friend.
Hello, my friend. It's getting really late or early here, whatever you want to call it. But I'm still super hyped again. I love watching both of these teams play. Not surprised there. Meepo banned out, and the Nyx Assassin. Well, seems like they thought Nyx Assassin did really a good job. The score didn't say so, but still, he was doing really good in terms of like being a mobile ward.
Well, MP also do like to pick up Ember Spirit a lot. Maybe they want to save themselves a juicy first round pick option while also maybe just getting rid of something that they would have normally banned out in the second phase. I'm not too sure, but this allows them to get the Crystal Maiden. So the beautiful blonde is back, and Digital Chaos take the other big platinum support option in the first round, which is the Warlock. So this is a pretty good start for both teams, and we get to see now what DC want to settle on for the next pick. Again, we only saw like one Monkey King in these past like 4 days of Dota, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm thinking if they want to go Monkey King or Earth Spirit or not. Nothing at all.
DC instead go for the Clockwork, and like we saw yesterday, Lacoste, at first I was like, oh, maybe offlane, but no, Bulba still plays the Clockwork and has been playing it in that 4 position too.
Yeah, he was demoted from offlane, but they still let him play Clockwork, so I guess it's fine for him. We saw SG also playing that support Clockwork. If he has a good start, by good start I mean like try to get a kill on level 1 and then gets fast level 2, you can really dominate lanes with that hero.
Cogs and bad resaw early on are just devastating and allow Clockwork to win most early game one-on-ones. But like you said, it also does bank on the fact that he is going to be able to get the kind of setup and momentum going early. This also will probably allude to the idea of a Shadow Fiend pickup too. Remember, we got to see the Abed Shadow Fiend yesterday as they did the Clockwork Shadow Fiend cheese. I'm curious if MP will just remove it in the second phase.
I still think Envy might go for some illusion carrier, Naga.
Oh, Naga,
maybe.
Alk.
Yeah. Well, it's the second game, so they might take it like super serious and try to pick it. We saw a Naga yesterday, didn't we?
It actually lost though, right?
Yeah.
It was Moo playing that. That was a tough Naga game, actually. Real tough.
Yeah, really not the best Naga that we've seen.
But I don't know if that's going to deter NP from picking it. I mean, I would agree with you. Envy in particular is one of those kind of captains that if they feel like a win is very necessary, they will build around something like a Naga or a heavy illusion-based lineup. And they're known for Naga. Terrorblade is also still out there as a possible option. And they've already gotten an Omni Knight on their team, which is pretty sweet. But now it's their attention towards the second phase of bans. DC lead off, getting rid of a Bristleback pickup, interestingly. MP now, I mentioned before, the Shadow Fiend could be a likely pickup for Abed if they want to do a little bit of that Clockwork cheese. But they themselves will actually get rid of the Terrorblade.
DC's turn to ban.
Bristleback banned out. I mean, Bristleback is a strong hero when combined with Crystal Maiden because he can use the Quill Spray all the time. If he doesn't have that hero, the hero is not that good. We saw, I think, all the times that Bristleback was picked in these qualifiers, Bristleback actually won the games.
Yeah, it was all... oh god, what team was it?
It was Cole, one game, and... not sure if anyone else.
I think it was Cole both games. I'm pretty sure it was Cole both games, but and I think it did give him a win both games too. I agree with you. I have not seen much of Bristleback since then, and certainly not the a la carte non-Wisp Bristleback too. So an intriguing ban, but maybe something they know from scrim play or something. Another thing to factor in is that while they did ban out the Abed Meepo, they did leave out the Abed Invoker. I don't know if Invoker is looking like a tasty option or not, but it is something they could always consider. Their DC are going to give the respecting and taking out that Ember Spirit.
Yeah, Abed's Invoker, always fun to watch.
10 seconds remaining.
Mechanics on that guy is just insanely good.
Mm-hmm.
5 seconds
NP,
remaining.
they have... this is probably going to be an MSS Omni Knight.
DC.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
Crystal Maiden Aura, just giving Omni Knight that extra mana region, so he can be on the lane, farm forest fast.
While we
And,
have typically Aoi take that more greedier support. I don't know how greedy they want to go with it.
10
We've seen him
seconds
do
remaining.
Enigmas, we've seen him do Enchantresses. Well, we could see a Chen, we could see a
5
Visage come
seconds
out.
remaining.
Any of these likely options. Where last game we got to see the Slardar, something a bit more frisky. I'm curious if
Reserve
they'll
time.
change up Aoi's mainstay this game and have him play things a bit more greedy.
Templar
Yeah, what
assassin.
happened with Visage? Like that
Dire
hero
team
seemed to be like a hot pick and then just disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know. The second Aoi was like got moved over to support for MP. I remember him playing Visage in one of the first games, if not like the first game
10
of this new
seconds
MP
remaining.
roster. But I would agree with you. Ever since then, we haven't seen much of it, and I don't know if that was
DC's turn
due to
to
another
pick.
game or some other matter. But here we go. Moving forward, DC opt to knock over the Shadow Fiend or even the Invoker, but step instead into the Templar Assassin pickup. And shortly thereafter, MP
seconds
feel
remaining.
confident about going back once again for their tried and true pickup
5
of the Death
seconds
Prophet.
remaining.
Yeah, this is why I like Envy. He's a pretty
Reserve
stubborn
time.
guy. If he thinks something works, he's gonna make it work.
He's
10
made
seconds
the Death Prophet work plenty of times before this, and we've already acknowledged in the previous draft that they
Dire
do
team
have that
pick.
kind of lineup that sports the flexibility where this Death Prophet could be shifted from mid to safe lane or vice versa if necessary. But yeah, they're still pushing to look to make it work. Towers were changed a lot in recent patches.
10
Pretty much the
seconds
overall armor
remaining.
was taken down as long as the Death Prophet's pushing in herself and she can get rid of
5
towers a lot
seconds
faster.
remaining.
But they're feeling like it's a pretty good pushing 5-man kind of a meta, and they're going to stick with that play
Reserve
style here. But
time.
now DC move into a Mason comfort pick. Even as back as TI4 Mason, it's the Weaver coming out.
Yeah, this is the hero that has a really high win in these 7-0 patches. Fuji Shusuke, classic Weaver.
The classic Fuji Shusuke. And maybe Bulba was watching the cast yesterday. He actually changed his name to Bulba.
Yeah,
We've seen.
thanks, Bulba.
Thank you, Bulba. Appreciate that. Fuji
DC,
Shusuke,
turn to
though,
ban.
lots of physical damage, potential for lots of ridiculous armor mitigation. Two Deso candidates. Not that they're going to do it, but good ability to be able to kind of burst on forward. But it's a lot of single target, too. We're not seeing a lot of crazy
10
team fight.
seconds
It's all
remaining.
banking on kind of the Warlock for that for now. So I'm curious to see how DC could supplement that a bit. While we're looking at
Dire
MP, or
team
almost have the
back.
opposite of a problem. Crystal Maiden, Omni Knight, Guardian Angel, Death Prophet Exorcism, and now Vacuum Wall. MP are all team fight,
Yeah, I don't think I saw Darkseer with Crystal Maiden,
10
any
seconds
combos, but
remaining.
Vacuum into Crystal Nova, that alone
5 seconds remaining.
can be really, really devastating.
That ulti
Reserve
seems to be like
time.
one of the most, if you're blessed by RNGesus, of course, can do some of the most devastating damage in any team fight, given a good positioning. But this is a Pylite Classic, so here we go. Final bans to come out. They
Dire
will
team pick.
get rid of the potential 4EV Enigma, which we have seen earlier in this qualifier, while DC remove the Faceless Void. So look at that. DC are kind of reading this as possibly, the Fata Death Prophet matchup against the TA,
10
and they're
seconds
removing the
remaining.
Faceless Void as a possible option for Envy.
Yeah, well, it's
5
because
seconds
DP
remaining.
does well against TA because of the Spirit Siphon. Yeah, it's gonna be a mid.
So that definitely guarantees it. Envy Slark, though, that's been a while, but something that can get a bit feisty and up in the face of someone like the Templar Assassin and the Weaver. All very elusive heroes, of course, but your feelings about the Slark coming out as their final pickup?
10 seconds remaining.
Really good. I feel the same way I
5
felt
seconds
in the second game for SG, but they didn't make it work.
Reserve
Weaver,
time.
TA,
5 seconds
your
remaining.
mid and your safe lane hero don't have anything to control Slark, so well, this is a good pickup.
Yeah,
against
and,
Slark though. Yep.
It got picked up, or it got banned out rather, at the very beginning of the previous draft, and MP had done the research and gave the respect to Forev from his performance yesterday on the Axe, which was ridiculous, but now we're going to be in for a bit of a reprieve here. I am excited to welcome back the Forev dunking Axe. We'll have to see, though, how much effect it's going to be able to take here against NP. What could turn into quickly a pretty durable lineup with the power of the Omni Knight, and as you mentioned, Slark could end up sapping away quite a bit of free stats. Do you think that this last pick Axe is going to be good enough to take it to NP's pretty well-rounded lineup?
I'm not sure it's going to be enough. That's only one disable.
5
But
seconds remaining.
there's always a Templar Assassin snowball factor, a lot of minus armor, especially with Weaver. I'll say the same things I said the first game. Again, NP with big ultis cooldown, Vol, DP ulti, Omni Knight Exorcism, Omni Knight Guardian Angel. But Digital Chaos can pretty much fight all the time. Only big ulti is Rock, and even if it's on cooldown, they can still fight with Fatal Bonds.
So is it a matter of MP trying to make sure they don't let this laning stage slip away from them and hand anything over to DC where they could have potential to snowball and get a bit out of control, as long as MP can buckle down the laning phase, not hand over too much, and just move into the mid game where they can work with those big meaty cooldowns? Is that kind of the game plan for them?
What I expect from MP, from their lineup, they need levels and they need items for them to be efficient. I mean, it's okay. So it's an Omni Knight support, not very mobile. Crystal Maiden will start in jungle. Not much kill potential from that. So they need to get DP items. They need to have a Shadowblade, Slark, because they can't start a fight with their heroes until Slark gets his Shadowblade.
Yeah.
So I guess DC's early game should do it. Mid lane matchup is going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, Abed, a obviously very, very talented player. Kind of like that new school, what will meet old school in Fata. Fata much more of a, I don't know if it would make sense to say, but I just feel like I would say he's a traditional mid laner. He's there. He's not about dribbling the ball between his legs. He's there to get his CS, to get his farm, and usually plays a lot of those heroes that are very good at just kind of pushing the objectives and pushing for the win. You know, obviously Death Prophet kind of fits that profile pretty nicely here. It would kind of take any sort of serious flashy plays from Abed to kind of get the upper hand in this one. If not, Bulba maybe rotating over and having something to say.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I mean, if you had to divide them by someone who's like a classic mid old school and one newcomer, Fata of course old school, and Abed like a newcomer with a kind of different style, more greedy, more flashy plays.
We'll see who's going to get the benefit of the doubt in this one as we do get underway. A slight blocking advantage will be in order for Abed on this one, but quickly Fata will pull the aggro and try to make things a bit more even here. A lot of trades between Refractions, of course, and Fata dishing out the Soul Siphon. Fata leads in nice with a good early deny and is able to take that range creep away from Abed. So a pretty good coasting start, but we will have to probably keep tabs with this top lane a bit. The Bulba Forev duo lane going against this trifecta of MP is going to get real interesting real fast. Already a minor heal bomb coming out on top of Envy's head. There goes our first cog setup. Aoi quick to hit the cogs down and claim some extra money. He's thinking about getting another one there, but it is going to get feisty real fast.
Yeah, and we decided to go for Essence Shift, just for the max damage on level 1. They have good control from the Frostbite, heal, so it's a lot of damage. So Bulba needs to be careful. He has a boost of speed, though no stout shield.
Now, nobody wins.
He will need to stick around top lane, because they have a good spells to take down that axe.
Well, moving in deep here, he's looking to plant a ward right behind that creep camp, and I don't know if that means he's going to block it entirely. So as he does that, it does leave Forev alone. He's going to get hit with that Frostbite here, and now we will look to hammer him back as much as possible, creating that space for Envy, of course, and having him chew through as much as regen, or maybe even force him back to their shrine early on in this one. Wherever the case may be, just getting him totally out of the lane. We'll touch base with bottom 2. MSS on his Darkseer, going only against the 1 support. It's not really going to stop him from getting those Ion Shells down and getting in that free bit of money.
Yeah, Darkseer is going to free farm on bottom lane. Weaver can't really stop you. Also Warlock. Even if you don't get that much of a farm, you can still just run away from Surge. They got nothing to stop you.
Yeah. He's already level 3 at 2 minutes in. This is a pretty damn good start for your Darkseer. Bulba still moving all over the place. He actually manages to move it a bit deep and grabs up the Bounty Rune and plants another nice deep ward. This one watches above. They will see Bulba on the way out, but it will probably be a while before they get any sort of sentry on the scene.
Yeah, Bulba just running around trying to get those Bounty Runes.
Gotta get levels and gold from somewhere. He'll join Abed for now as they hit their first shrine for the mid lane. Abed currently at 8 and 4 CS. Envy now pulling further ahead with this little bit of extra space now. He's at 14 and 7. It was expected on paper that this matchup was going to be much nicer for the DP, but Envy taking full advantage of it right now and is doing a pretty nice job.
Yeah, there's still not a single point from TA in Meld. Maybe he could have gotten one once he starts this Siphon. Just use Meld and hide.
But looks like not too worried about the opportunity of canceling out the pressure from Fata. And there's the Soul Siphon and the pushback. All right, Forev has been able to kind of get himself back into the lane a bit situated. He's at level 3-2 at 3 minutes in, probably just falling a little bit behind on where MSS is, who's currently at 14 CS to Forev's 11, but he's still kind of back and close to his tower, and he has Dubu nearby, so this is not too shabby at all for the Axe. Is this, I was going to say, is this one of those games where he pushes forward into the Vanguard, or is this one of those straight Blink Dagger games?
Blink Dagger, definitely. There's no point in going for Vanguard. There's no physical damage. He needs that Blade Mail and Blink ASAP, especially against Slark and Dead Prophet.
I would make the argument that, you know, Exorcism is physical, do a decent amount of work, but at that point maybe you're trying to use the Blink Dagger to get the jump.
That's true, but you need to decide whether you want to block the damage or you want to
get hurt.
Return the damage.
Yeah, that's fair enough, and just kind of says something about DC on what they'll want to do. But now it's Abed in a bit of trouble. His refraction goes down right away. A rotation from Pi and Owie, and it's going to be Pi getting the first blood, and it's going to be an Abed in the mid lane. A sudden rotation comes out from UnP, a bit undetected, and they'll strike first.
Out of here.
Yeah, they scored a kill because of Crystal Maiden. Sometimes we see Arcane Aura level 2 and one in Frostbite. He made a move on mid, and with that Crystal Nova level 1, just secured that extra slow to get close to him. So.
And the second that Abed makes his return, Fata's happy to try to muscle him right back out of the lane using the back end of that DD too. So this domination has been established a bit there.
Yeah, I wonder what Weaver is gonna buy this game. There is he needs to be really careful for the silence from DP. Also, there is bite from Crystal Maiden. Maybe Manta style wouldn't be a bad choice this game. Yeah,
on the Weaver, huh?
Yeah, well, not right away, but after he gets Dragonlance.
MSS in his opposite in that lane, happy and confident to cut the wave entirely and be able to pull it back under his own little creep wave here. So he is Getting a lot of really good farm, which, as we all know, Darkseer, not one to kind of take fights in any part of the early game. He is here strictly to meet a quota as far as getting hold of probably that early mech.
Yeah, the Darkseer is going to have a pretty early mech. What is he sitting on? 29 CS, that Arcane Aura doing the job. Mid lane is being pinged out.
Bulba waltzing around a bit. Eats a bit more damage from that nearby Crypt Swarm as Pi actually spots out Dubu on the high ground. No chase will be there, even though a rotation from Aoi does show up.
Considering Weaver items, he's not gonna go for Deso. That's a Templar Assassin's item when these two are together. So he needs one escape item, BKB or Manta, and Purge to remove the Guardian Angel and remove the Surge.
Absolutely. And we'll probably see him build up it for quite a while. He's already taken the greedier road on going for the Midas. Look at this, Forev walks right between the two supports of NP. He'll get a two-man call, but no follow-up damage, obviously, and they'll just simply dish out a heal to make up for the damage lost. And now Fata decides to pull out the Exorcism and boast himself, running on forward, decides to pop the Invis now, and is making an approach onto DC. They may not be ready for. Abed gets hit with the Soul Siphon here, is trying to run back it away, but it seems to be just too much damage, and he'll be taken down. Good movement comes out from MP, and they will punish the TA once more.
Yeah, they're doing really good rotations, especially with that Crystal Maiden and Omni Knight just being there, trying to lock him down. Okay, Envy on the run also went for Midas. Seems like a good Midas game. And MP also wants to go for another Midas on DP.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So Midas gaming all around, it would appear here, as NP is happy to take this one a bit further. So Midas is on each of their cores here. MSS will not file suit in the same way, but just going to be Mason, who will also grab one on the Weaver. Top lane, Forev leading in, gets a good spins, but he needed one more if he wanted to go for a dunk finish. Doesn't get it, and a Shadow Dance is going to be forced out instead on Envy. Ooh, bottom lane, fight for the tier 1 last hit here, possibly. Illusions are going for it, but it looks like they should be able to break them down and take that money away.
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
Oh, there's a big stack for TA. Is the shrine ready? They just popped it, but it's gonna excel TA's farm.
Radiant's middle tower
we'll give
is
some
under
good
attack.
XP as well to Dubu, and Bulba gets a little piece of it too on the way across. So Dubu's getting pretty close to his level 6, and the Tome's going to be online soon. So if they wanted to flash his way to that level 6 and get that rock online sooner than later, that could be a pretty good option for him. But this helps things out quite a bit for the TA as she tries to finish out her treads and start inching forward towards maybe an early pickup of that Deso.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna go for Deso or a Blink Dagger. Probably Deso just for the extra burst.
Yeah, maybe banking on a setup coming in from either Bulba or the Warlock. Plus you have Forev, who's going to be having a blink for you, so I guess he's banking on maybe all of that to be able to get things started, and then we'll be able to utilize the damage, but he could be in a bit of trouble here. MSS and Aoi move on in. He's able to get the trap off, but man, he gets just surrounded between the Ion Shell and the heal. It's just going to be too much to handle, and Dubu also surrounded between Fata and Pi will also be dealt with. Another two-man takedown, and MP are just inching ahead now 4-0, and we'll follow it up with a and one on the tier 1 tower.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It seems like MP's game so far, that Arcane Aura really doing the work. Again, DC's support duo Clock and Warlock with no real disables. They need that level 6 to actually be efficient. Who got the tome? Warlock bought the tome. Brock is ready, but they need the Clockwork ulti as well for a good engagement.
Yeah, he's got about half a level of XP to go before he can get that hook shot online, though. Pi is looking very tasty in this mid lane. Are they going to be able to get her, though? Bulba's thinking about walking in, but he gets hit with a quick Frostbite. An attempted TP, but they'll cancel it when they know that no more pressure is going to be coming. You know, had he been level 6, maybe things could have been different, but he still needs to get a little bit more. I mean, even Pi on the other side had only just turned level 5, so the supports are just finally trying to get all their level 6s in a row.
Yeah, X picked up a Blink Dagger. He still didn't show it. And they want to take use of that and try to engage without them knowing. Rock is ready, so this is the double initiation. I'm not just sure if they'll have enough follow-up damage, because it's Omni Knight level 6, level 3 Purification.
What do you think Aui's build-up's going to be after he gets like his basic set of items here? You know, he's got Arcanes, he's got a little bit of heal here and there, but you know, is it like a 4-staff build-up? Do you just save all the way and go for the Blink Dagger, which we've seen before? Because, you know, one of his weaknesses, of course, is just the range he's able to work with, being able to effectively get off that huge Guardian Angel in the middle of your team, or being just close enough to get off that heal at the appropriate moment.
Yeah, well, the next fight will decide. If they like lose a fight, he might just go for straight 4-staff against Clockwork, against Axe, TA, just to save people.
Yeah.
If he gets a good, if they win the next fight, he might consider going for that Midas again.
No, that's a good point. The clock factor certainly makes the 4-staff seem a bit more appealing. 4-staffs in general are going to be somewhat necessary, and you know, it's good to see. Even Fata has one queued up. A Hurricane Pike, even in the future, isn't the worst thing ever here for a Death Prophet. So they'll have that going for them. And for MSS, it looks like so close at being able to get that finish of the mech. He is just 200 or so away from being able to get it done. So things are slowly coming together, and this is like a great early game for MP.
MP, when they get the mech up with Omni heal, DP heal, it's a lot of heal, man.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount of sustain. Something in AA would definitely be a bit excited over, but...
Yeah, I was wondering why none of the teams actually picked AA against... during the Kiev Major, there was a lot of Alk being picked.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. And I feel like there's good synergy with AA and a lot of the meta heroes, like Weaver, for example. Troll Warlord and stuff could all get a lot of action out of the early chilling touches. And I don't know. I've heard people say before that it's like it's hard to, you know, it's like he's a counter to all those, but only if you land that good ulti, you know, which is not always a guarantee, and especially in this new high-skill Dota action where people are so quick to just insta-blink dodge. It's tough to land.
I mean, it's not just the ulti, also his cold feet got buffed for a very long time. It's a, 7 seconds cooldown.
I think like with one of the high talents, you can like almost perma-do it, right? Maybe with an Octarine, I guess. Yeah. But he's got some new high-level talents that make him a lot more fun.
So, no AA here, though. Let's focus on the real heroes. TA kind of struggling to get to Death's Deso.
Yeah, Abed is back at mid lane now, has currently the 2 hammers queued up, but quite a journey ahead of him here, while Forev looks like he's gotten himself in a little bit of trouble. Easy life suck coming out from Fata, and with the assist of Pile Die and that Frostbite, they make it look pretty damn easy. And now suddenly MP inched themselves even further ahead, now 5-0.
Dire's middle tower
5-0, mech on its way. They can just roll over them right now. Good Roche lineup. Once DP ult is up, it's committed to actually take the top tower.
Structures are fortified.
MS has also even queued up a 4-staff as well, so even more mobility, more ways to avoid the trouble of the Clockwork and escape the wrath of the Weaver and the TA. This is all coming together pretty dang nice for the MP. Hook shot, it moves in, he's only able to catch Abed, and then the cogs will not trap in Pi rather, and now they're just going to punish Bulba for it. Fortunate misfire there, and
it's a disaster.
The BM disaster coming out from MSS. Woo! That's a nice. Real unfortunate for Bulba. Tried to get the hookshot connection, but it only flies right past his target.
He was hesitating whether to use it or not. He thought he could get close with just a trap, then decides to go for it. Stuns while flying, but misses it. And then commits to a tower dive.
Real concerning now for DC. I'm seeing MP just gladly posturing up inside the DC neck of the woods. They've planted numerous deep wards and are just really strutting their confidence at this point. While a lot of DC are back to the drawing board, they're not really able to kind of capitalize on the back of Ferev's newly acquired Blink Dagger at the moment. Him alone is just not going to be good enough to break past all this ridiculous sustain and rotation power of MP. So they're hoping still for Abed to maybe get that Deso. It might be the extra bit of peppering they need. Bottom lane, Envy with a new Shadow Blade. Stalking about, not going to get the opportunity for a jump, it looks like.
Yeah, I love the Envy's build with just a pure Shadow Blade, Midas into Shadow Blade, because he doesn't need any mana regen. Arcane Aura is level 3 right now. Has Omni Knight to heal him. Oh, initiation on Slark.
No spins yet.
Follow up.
Finally one spin, but yeah, no one else. It's just Ferev just holding on to Envy a bit. Now Envy going to go into his Shadow Dance. All that life coming right back. Ferev will hide under the tower for now. Oh, no. Oh, what?
Oh.
Okay. Okay, then. Well, he's in the base, so distracted TP was a success. It's a disaster.
Well, you mentioned it yesterday or the day before, how how you could cast a game with just these new sounds.
Yep.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Well, soon the players seem to be able to do it for us, so we might be out of the job. Pressure coming in, bottom lane. MP want to start striking onto the tier 2s. And Exorcism will make it a lot easier here. Coming out from Fata. No defensive threats in the area quite yet. Still a lot of attention towards that top lane. Envy here now hunting about. Dubu's there, but he's hiding in pretty deep, and we'll finally make the rotation down south. He has Chaotic Offering, good to go. We have yet to see the rock drop onto anybody yet. They hit up Fata with the bugs, but all the meanwhile, it's Bulba actually getting a nice little pick onto Pi. Now Ferev looking to go for a follow-up. Gets a hold of Envy and the hook shot. Now Envy looks to go into Shadow Dance, but they get a good rock drop coming out from Dubu. The time lapse from Mason. Fata moving in with a Soul Siphon. The Guardian Angel will come out from Maui. The call's going to be there from Ferev, but they're going to need more damage to get it done, and they're going to lose their Bulba Clockwork right away. The dunk is there, though. Chopping off the head of Envy on this one. Now Abed with that new Desolator will burn right through Fata, and suddenly DC are back in fighting shape. Aoi, caught between 3, will quickly get surrounded, and he will also get dropped. Abed suddenly with a double kill here, and well played all around from him and his team.
Yeah, really good rock, and the shrine was ready there. Dota right now, don't fight near the enemy shrine. If it's ready, though. Also, Templar Assassin picked up Deso there, so her damage output is just insane. Slark also diving too deep. Shadow Dance was not ready. Shadow Blade is also on cooldown.
Just great timing for DC, and unfortunately for NP, they were kind of split down the middle there. That whole skirmish started with that awkward jump in onto Envy, and then the pullback, and it was Bulba crossing paths with Pi, and pretty much taking him out of the fight right away. That got NP in a bit of a tizzy, and I guess that was just an opportunity DC needed to be able to move on in and really capitalize. So now DC, they get a bit more of a morale boost. The net worth, the game overall still feeling pretty good for MP, and now they're looking to kind of hold on to that a bit. They've been scouted, though, by the rocket coming out from Bulba as they continue to make their move in for the Roche. He's only about halfway dead. Ferev is in a position where he might consider blinking up and over, but here goes MP. They get the move in, possibly to make a jump on for Bulba, and that's when they decide to pull him on back. Envy looking to rip him apart, and they'll get it done. Mason now thinking about slipping in, gets hit with a frostbite, and will have to time walk back out from trouble. Will MP stick around and move in for the Roche? No. They decide to pull on out and away. They didn't have to commit the exorcism either, and in fact, look at this. They're going to smoke, and maybe look to go on the aggressive.
They're going back in.
Oh,
they should commit.
Play. DC, though, already took down the neutral creeps and are out the other direction, but MV's looking to cut him off. It's both Forev and Abed. They're going to get the jump on Abed. Forev just jumps away from Abed, and it looks like they're going to have to sack the TA in this case. Tries to hide within the trees, but they suck him right back in and get the snipe. Obviously,
are they on the hunt?
Mason and Dubu are just going to peace out. Not looking to hang around one bit.
Well, that's Lark with Shadow Blade and Iron Shell on, just PA's refraction pretty much instantly, and she can't blink out. Another invis for a DP.
Ow, he's like, I'll just get this started again. Oh no, he took out the trap, of course. Right under the crotch of Roche, and now he'll sail. I'll square off with Roche. And MP get back to work. Another rocket will fly out. But this time DC are very far from contesting it. And now with the Exorcism coming out, I don't think they're going to be able to make it over in time. But they pop the smoke, and they begin beelining in that direction. Can they do it? The Roche is down, but they still want to go for a fight. Forev decides to jump in. They're going to be hitting with the Fatal Bonds, and now the drop of the rock right on top of their heads. The vacuum wall is going to be there, but it is MP leading out the gate of this fight. They just immediately wipe out 3 with Mason going down there at the end. DC can't do anything about it, and they just fully escape. Very tough fight for them to even get involved with.
There was no vision for them. One ward on the top, but they didn't see inside Roche Pit and behind the Roche Pit, so that was really hard to initiate with Axe. He jumps in with a DP ulti, but really hard to kill her. Omni Knight just using that Guardian Angel instantly. Purification, there's a Guardian Greaves, that huge heal is really paying off for them.
And as a follow-up, they can't quite get the finish, though, onto that tier 2. Did they already burn through the Aegis? I must have missed that. No, they still have it. Okay.
No.
Fata still sports it. Maybe we could see DC get back and get frisky here. Cooldowns are now active for MP. No Guardian going to be available. No Exorcism at the moment. But MP, are by their body language, are certainly not pulling off. They just cut right through bottom. It's going to get scouted apparently by Bulba as he draws their path, but yeah, MP are not looking to let up one bit and allow DC to kind of try to sneak in some recovery farm.
Yeah, this game DP with a Yule Scepter and an instant Solar Crest after that against TA and Weaver, they're gonna have a hard time hitting them.
Dire's top tower
Envy searching around here through the top lane. Abed's there, sieging away towards the tier 1. The glyph is going to get popped. Envy could think about making a jump on Abed, but he has teammates nearby. He's going to go for it. Rotations are coming out already. Dubu's there, Pai's rotating in, and so is the rest of MP. MSS gets it with a vacuum wall pullback, which should allow them to hopefully go for the finish, but Envy getting spinned on, able to barely pounce away. They can't see him within the trees, so he's going to be able to heal up. Abed's going to be forced to TP out from that one, and DC will end up losing one. But look at that, Envy ends up going down.
Dubu dunked him before. This combo is so deadly. I was talking about during the pick phase, just a vacuum into Frost Nova, Crystal Nova, and it's only level 1, but the slow is just insane.
It's been the name of the game so far for MPs. They have had quick draw reaction counter fights there. MP did end up going down, but for the situation that he put himself into, I could have seen it go a lot worse at the start of that fight. But as it stands right now, MP still holding pretty strong here, getting close to that 10k net worth advantage. Haven't been able to do a whole lot objectively with the rest of the timing on this Aegis. I'm going to be curious to see if they're going to look to come together at this point. Guardian Angel is now up and ready to go along with Exorcism. We'll have to see what MP's next move will be. And we still need defensive items for DC too. You know, Mason got his Dragonlance already complete, but you know, you were calling out maybe the potential on going for something like a Manta. He seems to be going for the Lincolns.
Yeah, it seems to be a Lincoln Sphere against Steel Scepter, Siphon, and Frostbite, which is level 4. Right now, Weaver doesn't deal that much of a damage. It's more like a greedy kind of a build. I hope it pays off later on. What is Dubu doing there?
Yeah, he's bomb lane. Maybe just side pushing a lane, but obviously had been spotted out and quickly handled in the jungle nearby. So a good little pick for him as he tanks that gank, and NP take their business all the way through this southern part of the lane. DC are back to that top lane, determined to try to at least finish off that ridiculous tier 1 tower that's still standing. They've only been able to take the one tier 1 in the bottom lane right now, but Abed able to avoid extra trouble there, had the refraction already out. And will blink away and TP. But he also couldn't even get the finish on that tier 1 in the mid lane. It looks like they'll finally be able to at least get the top one, and the mid one will probably get denied. Some extra money coming the way of DC, but still going to need a lot more than that to get themselves really relevant here.
Yeah, when is next Roche, when is the Aegis expiring? Yeah, it just did. See my inner clock timing.
Nice job. You are the Oracle. And we're going to have to wait still, though, about 3 minutes before we can see when the Roche may even spawn. Rushing up through this top lane, though, NP trying to stop DC from the split push pressure, but
push.
But they gotta get the pedal to the metal here. Ooh, minor chase here. Abed on the hustle for Fata, but quickly Aui's gonna assist him with that repel. Envy thinking about making a move in behind while Forev jumps on forward. It's a repelled Fata, though, who's going to get pulled back. Nice courier snipe is going to be there for Envy. Now the fight will break out. Fata looking to suck the life here a bit. Forev's going to be forced to step off as the exorcism does come out. A quick pullback comes out, and Abed is going to get shredded apart. They are going to be able to drop the rock, but it may be coming too late as MP just muscled their way right past it, popping their greaves and everything. Abed the only casualty for DC, but here comes trouble through the bottom lane, and it's MP thirsty for a game 3.
Few more seconds left on the exorcism. There's a glyph. Oh, there's not a glyph on the DC side.
Ooh. And that is going to be an easy tier 3 down. This TA is not going to be here for at least 35 seconds. MP could get the idea that there's no buyback, but it looks like they're pulling back a bit before they can even get the finish on the tower. Let's see what their choice is. They're quickly trying to burst through the wave. Fata wants to move in and get the finish. Oh, nice quick. Yules is going to be there, though. They will get the 4-step onto Forev and get him back inside safety. The tier 3 will finally get dropped by the hands of Envy. And now they're thinking about a move onto Forev. They hit him with the Frostbite and the Nova. But Pi will unfortunately get caught out inside and pay the price. Bulba, long hook shot to go for a catch. It's going to be onto MSS. He locks him inside, but MSS is able to break through a cog. Goes for the surge, but Forev will not let him go. Holds him there and dunks him. The rest of MP, though, will be thankful for the bit of space to make it home.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I'm surprised the DC got that
I'll take that.
good kills after tier 3 fall down. They were trying to go on Axe, but with one good 4-staff from Bulba, he pushed him out of the focus.
It was a fair hold. They'll still lose their tier 3, but for a situation where they didn't even have their glyph and the exorcism was like pretty much all out in full force, you know, DC will be lightly satisfied.
Yeah, they caught a bed there. He had the BKB in a chicken, so Darkseer was controlling him. Oh, what is Envy doing? Okay, nothing. I was wondering why his HP was going down so fast. There was no BKB on a TA that fight because Envy killed the chick.
Yeah, that was a huge chicken takedown. The TA was able to get that BKB delivered. That fight could have been a little bit different, but she did kind of get wiped out pretty damn fast. So it's really hard to say. MP, though, still holding on to roughly their 7K or so net worth advantage at this point, are happy to step off and get back to the grind of farm. What is a good power peaking moment, though, for DC if they were hoping to really be able to bring this game back? Is there anything at all that they're hoping to hold out for to be able to do so? I would imagine one good factor should be Mason completing the defusal. That I would imagine would help a bit.
It's done. It's already done. He just needs to bring it. It's good against Guardian Angel and for someone that Darkseer surges. Well, they need a good initiation on Omni Knight, who just purchased the gem. That would be huge if they try to get hands on that.
Shrine will go down. MP will take the extra free money, and then they quickly pop a smoke and drop the game plan to go all the way up and around, and maybe towards the Roche area. But look who's actually already inside the pit, taking it from behind their back. Big play from DC, and they'll actually earn themselves the Aegis. And I don't know why we can suddenly see allied team chat. Is that new? Why can we see their allied chat? That is different.
I saw it in the first game, and they pinged out to Roche, but I didn't react to it.
That is very unusual. I don't think spectators are supposed to be able to see allied chat, but thankfully they're usually using their voice comms, I'd imagine. Nonetheless, how much does this help DC, being able to pull out that behind-the-back Roche?
Well, it's pretty big. The TA was focused every fight, couldn't deal any damage. Darkseer did really job controlling her with the Iron Shell, vacuum into wall. And right now she even has a BKB, so that's gonna be like really, really big.
So Abed is gonna be hitting pretty much a new evolutionary point in this game, being able to have that extra life and BKB complete. We'll see if this deters MP a little bit from taking any sort of fights. They may end up just trying to stall things out. It's kind of an MV special, you know, being able to kind of just play the farm game and only dictate when they want to fight. MV, though, always happy to kind of go a bit deep and far from his team. It's led to some entertaining moments, but he does have to be careful.
Yeah, he's about to finish Skadi. To tank up, just build as much HP as he can, the best item choice for him. Because of a TA, Axe jumps with the Blade Mail, and they have a lot of heal. He just needs not to die from that pure focus. That Prophet finished Octarine Core, so it's gonna be 110 seconds cooldown.
Fada's having a really good game.
Yeah, Fada died only once this game. DC needs something like Bloodthorn on Templar Assassin or MKB on Weaver.
This'll come in handy.
In the next 10 minutes.
Well, if they could take a good fight, it will help them get there. They pop their smoke and they ping out the mid lane. Looks like Fata will show himself there, but it's just to quickly take out the wave. We'll have to see what the next move is going to be here for DC. It looks like they want to scout out what's happening up towards the old secret shop. Kind of nervous to approach into the high ground, but look who's coming from the other direction. Already on the high ground is going to be Mason. They're going to see MP, and they're going to pop one of their smokes. And MP are just going to have to head out the other direction, it would look like. But Abed's already in the mid lane. Pilot Eye moves in, hits him over the Frostbite. He still has that BKB and that Aegis here. And now they're jumping for Forev. He's able to get a hold of a quick grab of Envy. Can he burst him off in time? Yes! Envy's out! He has no buyback here. A big rock is able to be committed from Dubu to make this fight special for DC. And now they're ripping through Fata. Abed going to work. He doesn't even need to use his Aegis quite yet, but Fata actually displaying that he is the true king of damage. Just shreds on forward. Looking to go for Abed here. The Ghost chase on. Can they finally get in the pop? He's able to blink away. And up to the high ground and out to the safety of the other side. While inside, still battling it out is Forev. Caught between three. It looks like he'll get dropped now.
Yeah, they took down Slark with a perfection, but DP ulti with Octarine Core, that's just insane. There was just 3 heroes there taking up the whole damage. They really can't fight into that.
It really looked like that was going to be all DC in that moment, and I was seeing Abed just take it to Fata, but like you said, he is quite the tonk with the Plate Mail, Solar Crest, Octarine Core. It takes everyone's effort at that moment to be able to burst her down, and it was hard to say in that hectic moment what Mason was really doing, but if they need both of them to focus down that Death Prophet, certainly.
They need a True Strike to actually be able to hit her.
Yeah, there is a slated BKB for Mason, but there is going to be an MKB in queue for Abed.
I'll take that.
But needs lots of time for it.
Double damage.
Yeah, still Aegis on him, and they want to use it. Just pop the double shrine to heal him up, smoked up. No DP ulti for what? 6 seconds. Oh, 6 seconds.
Dang.
Never mind.
That is ready every fight now. I don't know if DC are going to be aware that that is going to be already ready to go, but they'll probably learn one way or another as they move their way back into their old stomping grounds. Look at this. They get a quick jump onto Fata. If they can take him out of the fight right away, that would be huge, and they do. He does have a buyback. God, Dubu. Immediate BM applause coming out right now. Oh, it's ally chat.
All right.
It's funny to see that they're using the voice comms for each other even when they do well, but very strong move in from DC. Earns them the Death Prophet takedown, a tier 2 takedown, and possibly also forcing out a buyback here. MV moves in though.
He needs the buyback. He will need the buyback.
Nice
eventually.
vacuum wall, but DC could simply step away and work around it. 5 seconds. Dubu will also have a rock ready.
Dubu just waving them. Hello, friends.
DC will take the opportunity to go to the bottom lane instead and take a tier 2.
Well, they can still fight on the bottom lane. Pressure that tier 3 tower. 15 seconds for DP, and they know there's no wall this time.
And the sieging begins with Abed desoing his way through this tower. The jump in from MSS will land a pretty nice vacuum, but he had already committed that wall. The follow-up jump in will be there from Forev. And everyone's just getting flinged all over the place with these 4 stabs. Abed gonna get focused now. He does not have that Aegis anymore. Turns back to go for the Melt Strike. But they're trucking on in. Fata, though, holding on to the Exorcism with patience right now, knowing that if he was to pop it, they could quickly make their exit. Aoi will be able to get the hold of Dubu. A support sacrifice here for DC as the rest of them will take their leave. Fata, though, chasing on, has the Yule's catch for Forev, allowing the rest of the team to be able to make chase. He slowly slows them down, and it looks like they should be able to bring down the Mighty Axe.
DP with that cast range for Yule Scepter, Phase Boots, and 50 movement speed, level 20 talent. She's just insane when you're chasing.
So fast and so good to be able to get that catch. Stronghold for MP. They will take no serious damage with inside their base and feel comfortable now. Pushing things the other direction. There is a buyback available onto Forev, but Envy confidently just moving right up into the high ground, and the buyback will be forced out. And then they'll just run right back. Fata had already committed the Exorcism now. But look what's happening inside the base. Mason in the mid lane, chunking down the tier 3. And a little bit of fun rat play. MSS will be forced to TP back, and we'll try to fend him off, but pressure's coming out from DC, as they'll try to force him back.
Yeah, good play by Mason there, just keeping the creep wave and trying to split push. He's going for Maelstrom build Mjolnir. I guess he wants to have as much procs as he can against that DP ulti Iron Shell, but probably use it on Axe.
Yeah, Axe would definitely love to get the benefit of that Mjolnir to wreak the damage across the whole team MP. The ghosts and everything, you can see a lot of crazy pops. And now DC
again.
Could they catch her? She's pretty far forward here, but there is an Aoi right behind her, and he does have Guardian Angel good to go. MP are just going to step off here. Ooh, Aoi. He's got repelled though, and I don't think Bulba's going to get too crazy to hookshot in on that. So it's just going to be an outer tower going down. And it's going to be DC, the first team to rid of all 3 outer towers. MP have been able to at least take a tier 3, but DC are saying they're still in this game.
Yeah, the Roche should be up pretty soon with Weaver and TA. It goes down so fast. So what they can do is just try to split push with a Weaver, because MP doesn't have much control for that hero. Having a BKB, a Lincoln Sphere, hard to actually take down.
Look like MP were thinking about going on the move here as they smoke down that mid lane. Mason is already pressuring the top lane at the moment, and you can see some MP members thinking about heading that direction to kind of deal with it. But attention on Roche. Traps already inside the pit, jumping for Forev. Grabs a hold of MSS and looking to pull him out one way, and then the force on over lands a 4-man rock drop coming out from Dubu on top. dishes out the upheaval here from the high ground. They'll vacuum back Bulba. Mason still out of the fight, pushing towards that top and mid lane while they're all distracted. MSS chasing down the golem on one side, but Abed not looking to get his hands too dirty. MP need to think about this. They're losing their mid lane as they're fighting it about in front of the Roche pit. Now they'll decide to head on back. Mason has done it. He's been able to force MP back home. And now MP have to squabble around a bit as Abed's already moved himself inside the pit to get the Roche party started. Now they're back. They'll spot out Bulba. He gets the cogs down and forces himself out the other direction. I don't think Abed can do this fast enough. It's already about halfway dead, and MP are going to be back at attendance. And they don't have a rock to take this fight, and they don't have their Forev axe either. But it looks like they may be able to get it. Yeah, it looks like they got it. All right, it was very sketchy, but wonderfully played there from DC, and in Mason in particular.
Yeah, it looked really bad. There was no Weaver in that fight. Axe initiated on everyone, a rock dropped, but then they just forced themselves out. DP ulti was on. When you see a DP ulti, you just try to run back if you don't want to fight. Just wait for the cooldown. Meanwhile, again, Mason on that Weaver, split pushing, taking a tier 3 tower. Now they can get the hands on shrines.
With flair.
As far as base damage goes, this game is now even on that front. MP have continued to hold a slight advantage overall in net worth, but that has begun to plateau a bit and slightly tip back the way of DC's. This game is beginning to get quite interesting. Let's begin to talk big picture here, Lacoste. As the game continues to go later, who do you begin to favor a bit more? Is it the TA Weaver Axe trifecta coming out from DC, or is it the benefit of mostly on the Slark and then still the DP kind of getting critical mass?
Well, that's Slark kind of fallen off. He's not getting any kills, and I don't think DP ever wins like a super late game. I mean, she's super tanky, but you're just kiting around later on against that ultimate.
Mason trying to do a solo mission here, trying to take down the shrine, but Envy is already on him. And the second he feels trouble coming, he just pieces right out, narrowly avoiding what could have been potential trouble. Almost gets the shrine down, but not quite yet. And here we go, game number 2. Let's remember, this game was all MP for pretty much the first half of the game, and DC, who already have the first game advantage, would just need one more win here to secure a move into the next round to face Thunderbirds.
Yeah, TA needs to switch one item so she doesn't have a Deso. Okay, this is the best option for a bet. Just put Deso and Monkey King bar in inventory. He's not gonna use a BKB anyway before the Aegis, so once he dies, just moves BKB to inventory.
And now we see DC like sharks in the water just outside the base of MP here. MP scrambling to kind of get some side pressure through the top lanes, but DC are now going to be the ones looking to take fights and make their approach as they begin to blossom into quite a hard-hitting lineup here. Abed takes the casual 40-minute tone for himself. And looks to be going back into the farm. While on the other side, Mason will finish out that other shrine and get even more money going into the bank account of DC.
Incoming.
Yeah, Bet actually went for minus 30 seconds respawn time, talent level 25. What we usually
Envy actually gets a spot onto Forev. MSS is able to blink in and get the follow-up sheep play, but Bulba looks to step and help out, and Forev forces himself out from trouble. Bulba looking to do the same. Gets the ghost, but they will eventually blast him down. Aoi gets it done with the heal, and now they're looking to go for a follow-up. It's going to be Abed, and that's when they trigger off the Chaotic Offering as they drop down the rock from above. Fada looking to move in, grabs a hold of Dubu and begins to suck his precious life away. MSS hits him up with the Iron Shell, but now here comes Mason and Abed, the Bash brothers, looking to move in and hit where it hurts. Can they focus fire? Fata be able to bring him down? Yes! He is quickly going to get handled, and now they're looking for the rest of MP. Aoi frantic to try to be able to make it away, but he's hiding within the trees. Envy already gone. This fight belongs to DC as they will finally take out MSS. 3 get dropped. The rest of MP have already made their retreat. There
was no ulti committed from DP, and Omni Knight was on the other side couldn't get close to cast Guardian Angel. Okay, he actually did cast on not sure who, but didn't cast on DP. And with that MKB on TA, they can just easily cut through DP's HP.
Here comes DC down that mid lane, and they're already going to be forcing out the first buyback, that of Fata's.
Yeah, now that we can see allied chat for some reason, I'm not sure, no one is pinging out those buyback timings.
Okay, well, that's a gem on the ground. Forev just gets easily handled, and Abed suddenly, just like that, will lose his Aegis. Now Fata decides to dish out the Exorcism at this point. Abed looking to blink out forward, while Mason looking to dish with Fata here, but Fata hitting onto the Shrine, hoping to keep him alive. Mason will eventually have to pull off a bit, and it looks like this DC push could be thwarted, but MP looking to push him even further. Jump outside of the base. Got a silence onto Mason here. He can't get the time lapse off, and he goes on down. Abed, though, looking to go for redemption. Makes his mark onto Fata, but Fata in the last second able to get off the Yules. Can they burst him down in time? Yes, he'll finally be able to get it, and he quickly goes to the high ground to make it away from trouble. Boba also locking horns with him, hits him up with the cogs to fend him off and away, but they'll finally be able to swarm Boba and look to be able to get him down. Nice hold for MP. It cost them a couple of buybacks, though, to be able to keep their base healthy.
It was only Fata buying back. They didn't have enough damage to take them down. 2 shrines were popped. Once Fata bought back and used Exorcism, they should have just run away who could.
And he picks up a DD and goes exploring a bit here. Almost crossing paths with Abed nearby. But confidence there for MP. What can DC now do with this kind of a situation? Once Mason is back, do you just go back to farming out and waiting things out for that next Roche to come up? Or do you think it's in their best interest to work against those cooldowns and trying to take it to MP? The problem is that he has the Octary core, so Exorcism is pretty much always going to be up for any fight.
Yeah, well, DC can wait for the next Roche, but it's also a double sword edge. It can go both ways. If they don't get the Aegis, it's pretty tricky. So, well, they have a good ganking lineup from Axe and Clockwork. They can lock down whoever they caught, so...
This BKB will be pretty nice for Forev as well. As we saw in that last little push, he did not look like the tank of the team. They just simply threw him up in the air, and by the time he was able to land on the ground, he was already done for.
Incoming.
The BKB would help him be just a bit more resilient, and if he's able to pull enough focus from NP and onto himself and be able to survive it, it could allow Mason and Abed to just open up on either the NP team or even their base. But it looks like we are going to be seeing them kind of stall things out for the Roche timer here. We have about 30 seconds before we'll see the real timer. I would imagine an early one could favor NP a little bit at the moment, but DC have a pretty good push on their bottom lane and their mid lane matched in the middle. That they are in a decent spot to be able to contest. This is probably what we're going to be waiting for our next big set of fireworks. May spike too soon, though.
Yeah, the shrine is going down. Templar Assassin sold Deso and went all in on items. Bloodthorn without a buyback. BKB is on 7 seconds, where we have 10 seconds BKB on Axe. No BKB is on the other side of the NP.
Players here.
Looks like DC are going to be taking up the southern part of MP's side of the map, while MP are over on the other side. And now DC in a higher position.
Boom, there it goes.
I don't think MP want to head this direction up through the high ground. Be a little too dangerous, so back inside they go to deal with the pressure that's coming from the bottom lane. How's our Roche timer looking? It's a long one. 1 minute to go, it looks like. If DC can keep these lanes pushed forward, they can secure this Roche for themselves.
Yeah, well, Weaver can't push that much anymore because of the Hex on Darkseer.
Ooh, Envy to the high ground, right in front of a Sentry. Gonna get called out now from Forev. Fata has to step in and help out with the Yules. And then Owie will assist with the Guardian Angel, but that's when the Rock's going to be coming out. Envy trying to fight his way still out of those cogs. MSS steps in, gets a nice 3-man vacuum wall combo to keep him off. Has to dish out the Grease with the spin come in from Varev, and he'll quickly execute the Darkseer. And now it's going to be Ahmed and Mason moving in and getting the finish on the Pylite Eye, and double buybacks will already be forced out. Meanwhile, though, it is going to be Envy shredding his way on through Bulba, and Fata makes his move, going for the other weak target in Dubu. MP have been able to hold against the supports, and it looks like DC could deciding to step away with their winnings at the moment. It looks like it's going to cost them Varev and their gem too. Can MP turn the corner here? The Roche actually comes up at that moment, and they're going to be able to move in for it.
They're actually doing it. X has no buyback. He's really close to it, but doesn't have it. Darkseer had the buyback there. So who did I give Aegis to? Probably a Slark who will just move the gem.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Or not.
Or they give it to their Darkseer. Okay.
All in. Okay, well, makes sense. Darkseer just bought back. They wouldn't have him for the, like, 2 minutes if he dies.
Yeah. And he's a huge essential high ground tool. If they were to take a fight now, and yeah, and it doesn't go well, and DC bursts down MSS and suddenly push the other way, not having that Darkseer could be pretty game-ending. So it's a good sense of security there coming out from MP. Envy low.
Oh, Abed
has spotted out Abed and begins to right-click him down. Abyssal to cancel out the TP, and it looks like this should be a good solo pick. The Hex follow-up is also there, coming out from MSS, and they will get it done. Abed gets dropped, and he has 60 seconds before he can return. Meanwhile, Mason, a little bit of pressure on the northern side of the MP base will tickle at the tier 3 a bit. But he could be in trouble too. Fata's rolling in. Ooh, Silence catches, but he's already able to get the Sakuchi off. And will TP out.
Yeah, he's fine with that, just buying time until TA is back.
Man, close game now. With MP grabbing that Aegis, this opens up some better opportunities for him. Seeing the net worth is still just slightly in their favor, but both top net worth players are on the side of DC. It's just a very interesting game.
Well, Mason can't get any bigger than this. He has full items, can decide to go for Daedalus or MKB instead of that Pike. Or just go like all in Rapier.
All right, here's MP. They didn't make it in time if they were hoping to force out buybacks. Abed's already back into action now. And just as fast as they approach towards the high ground, MP could decide to just totally pull away. It's not really one of those situations where they're happy to use the benefit of that Aegis to take a fight. And this one's on Darkseer, but they do decide to smoke. Casually walking, can they get the jump on Abed? Oh, they move in. The misplay on the Hex, though. He doesn't find the target. Means Abed's going to be good. They committed anyways, looking to take a fight. It's Envy swinging it about, looking to go for Rev. And now the Guardian Angel going to get forced out. And just after that, the Rock is going to get dropped from Dubu. Now looking to fight into the high ground. Envy and Fata looking to pull focus on the Mason, but he's able to get the time-lapse off. They drop down the vacuum wall on top of their head, and they're going to be able to burst down for Rev. Abed now dishes out the buyback to be able to stay alive. Can they get Mason too? He's looking to turn back to get a hold of Fata, and now has Abed by his side, but Fata is still living on. The Exorcism is doing so much work to keep him alive with the power of the Octarine Core that they'll be able to force him back. Weaver goes down and will also dish out a buyback. That makes it 3 already coming out for DC just to defend this one, and it looks like they finally will be able to. Fata is the last one standing here for MP, and they burst him apart.
They actually managed to team wipe the whole NP right there.
That is crazy. It cost them a lot to do it. And MP do have a couple of buybacks available to him, but as mentioned before, not one available on their Darkseer.
Yeah, there was cheese used, okay, and they're buying back right away. Who doesn't have a buyback?
No Darkseer and no Crystal Maiden. Aoi should be back in time and have a buyback available after that. Fata does have a buyback too, and he'll use his right now.
Oh, this game can go both ways right now. The next fight's gonna decide who's gonna win.
Crazy one too. And we've been seeing like almost the same pattern of events in a lot of these fights. A good lead in from NP, the follow-ups there from MSS. Aoi gets a good Guardian Angel, but Can he help out with this one
Bulba
now?
is
A
in.
jumping for Bulba, but Bulba has the blade mail and does so much work onto Envy. He is able to get the repel and hide under the Shadow Dance, but he is still in a world of hurt. He hits back and he tags the Shrine to be able to stay alive, and now they put their focus on the Fata instead. He had the Soul Siphon out and is now going to be forced to go with the Yules. Exorcism dished out now. Envy looking to lock targets, going on for Mason. Mason shoved back and right back in. Silenced up, needs the force save and gets it there from Bulba. Bulba is going to be finished off and looks to run it out, but Faram with the lead back in, looks to go for the finish and takes out Fata. No buyback going to be there. Envy taking it from outside the base, looking to go for anyone he can, but he can't find anything, and they're going to be able to finish it off, it looks like, and he has no buyback either. This could be it, and they have done it. DC will wipe out MP 2-0 in the first round of the playoffs.
Whoa, man, I wish you could see my hand right now.
Woo!
I'm getting the chills from this fight.
My hands are sweaty.
Neek's arms are heavy.
Whoa, crazy game, crazy performance there at the end for DC. Both teams really flexing it out.
I need to take 30 seconds to actually see what happened there. I'm not sure how. Okay, Darkseer had the Vol ready. I'm not sure it was used in the last fight when he was alive. But those blade mails really torn apart that DP and Slark.
Yeah, it was. Bulba jumped in. It looked like almost like a sacrificial play just for him to lock down Envy in that spot in hopes that they could do enough damage to take him out of the fight. But the blade mail itself that Bulba did just did so much work. Ali was there to try to help out, but it was so tough. The 4 staff plays coming out from both teams was crazy. I had no idea who was helping who and who was helping each other. It's crazy to already see the difference from stepping away from the group stage to now in the playoffs. These guys are crazy, and they were in it to win it for that one, and it was DC who pulled out the comeback. That game felt all MP for at least the first half for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that DP doesn't win that super late game.
Man, and then you see it there. A lot of credit, though. I mean, Fata put a pretty damn good DP game on the board there. MSS clutch grabs with the vacuum wall combos, but this game goes to DC.
Yeah, MP lacked initiation. They had the Crystal Maiden, Omni Knight, DP. They didn't have heroes. They lacked that one hero that could keep them in place. Okay, there's a vacuum wall, but they can just run away, force stuff each other.
Good stuff, though. Great day of Dota, I gotta say, and a great way to start things out for our playoff action here at the Summit 7. But that is not going to conclude the qualifiers. That is just the beginning of the playoffs. So we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, for more American qualifier action. So with that said, guys, if you want to show your love, please hit up my boy Lacoste over here. He is grinding his way. He's taking notes, and he's doing everything possible to become the next big caster and analyst. So you can hit him up and check out his Twitter, @LacosteDota. Of course, you can catch me over at Dakota Cox here for Beyond the Summit. It's always a pleasure to bring you these games, guys, and we will see you tomorrow for more exciting Dota action. Are you laughing over there?
What?
I thought you were laughing,
No, I'm not.
but I think
No,
that
I'm
was the
not
snare
laughing.
drum of this song. All right, dude. Always a pleasure, Lacoste. Take care,
It's
man.
always a pleasure.
We'll see you tomorrow. And for everyone else, we will see you tomorrow, too. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, and enjoy the rest of your